welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemon Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot,
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough, and
Chrissy,
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
we're sure you'll giggle a little.
and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Mental.
Yay.
And we are Everyone Racers. And welcome to a Bristol episode. The Bristol 408 is a British luxury car made by Bristol Cars between 1963 and 1966. Unusually for Bristol, a slightly revised version was launched during the middle of the model's production run in 1965 and known as the 408 Mark II. Due to safety concerns, the push-button layout of the automatic transmission was modified through the use of a safety lever to prevent an unwary person moving the car out of Perk. And if you know anyone that is
Perk.
out of Perk.
Perk. Okay.
If Chrissy had a car
What kind
that
of
could go
accent
in
would
Perk, she would
be?
absolutely set it in Perk all the time.
Me.
Is that a Swedish
Isn't that-
accent?
I feel like
Spark. Or is that called Sport?
I feel like Chrissy's car would just go into Perk anytime she got in it. Straight
Isn't
up.
that Sport mode? Isn't it the
Yeah,
same
it is.
thing?
Chrissy detected.
Perk Plus.
Your in Perk.
Chrissy detected. Entering Perk mode.
Entering Perk mode. Oh, my cheeks hurt. Okay.
So if you're not driving your car in Perk mode, you're probably listening to the wrong podcast.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. It said Park in the notes, just so everybody listening knows. But I do like it, Perk. Okay. What are you working on? Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Tim, please.
All right.
I'm interested in your story. Like there was the way you've described it in the notes feels like gather round, children. Tim's telling a yarn.
Gather around the Zoom, children.
So I drove to Texas. That was fun.
Last week, right?
yep,
It was like
yep.
almost a week ago. Yeah.
Yep. So, and then played in my buddy's member guest at this very nice golf course. It's hard to tell if the cigar or alcohol content was higher. But both of them were impressive. So yeah, it was. So it ended Saturday, and I was just a disaster for 2 days after. 2 days, like
Wow.
that ain't me. For
No.
those of you that know
Wow.
me, yeah, that ain't me. It was a mess. So yeah, so now I've recovered and I'm ready for the weekend. But
Never drinking
while-
again until
Never
next
drinking
weekend.
again. And then I've got a hat. I sent a picture
tomorrow.
with everybody. It says "Never drinking again" on it, but it's Velcro, and you could take a patch and slap it on it. And it says "Somebody hand me a beer." So
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
it's fantastic. So that's kind of been my life this week. But you know, I'm sad to have missed the New Hampshire race, which we'll
Right.
talk about down below. Sorry for Party was there. They had a couple of cars. And the quote that I have here is from Dean from Sorry for Party. And this has come up many times for a very good and dear friend of ours, Pantless Matt. And Dean's quote about what Matt does is, well, let me drop everything and make your poor planning my emergency. So
That feels like my day. But
yeah.
yeah.
So Matt's really good at like, well, hey, I found this intake for this LS2 but it's in Alabama, and I saw you were driving through there, and it'd be great if you picked it up and dropped it off at Rafi Ward's house, and then he like mailed it to this guy I know in Uganda, and blah 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 blah. So long story short, I am the most recent victim of the "Let me drop everything and make your poor."
You are okay,
and so is Jeremy from Monkey House Racing, because there is a Firebird with a bent pink nose sitting in his driveway, which is soon going to be in my house in Maine.
Oh,
so
my God.
There we go. It's back on the East Coast. Failbird, new owner again.
Well, we knew that. It's just that the new owner was a different
owner. You expect it to be your house so quickly, especially when you're not there.
Yeah.
And in like moving things, and you're not gonna be there for months. What?
Well, Tim has a big garage. There's lots of room there. He can just take it.
I should have made the garage a little smaller.
Or you should have filled it with shit already and said, no, there's no room. Sorry,
Man,
there's a kitchen.
Wish that thing was full.
Right? There's a kitchen. There's a thing. We moved the tractor. I don't know. Come make up excuses. I mean, you're too nice is what it comes down to.
It is going to be fun, but we'll figure it out. It's a lot, one more layer of the onion to peel, but yeah, other than that, ready to head out to Summit for a new experience and a new track this week, which we'll talk about in a little bit further in the show. Chris, what are you working on?
Well, new house stuff is a summary, but things like fire mitigation. So continuing to work on the things the insurance company says we must do, like putting screening under the outsides of the lower parts of our deck under 4 feet, which is kind of a lot. And it's hard to get the 1/8 inch gap hardware mesh that they want you to use. You can easily get quarter, half inch, no problem. But 1/8 hardware mesh, hardware cloth, hard to get. So I have to keep ordering it in, and it's a pain, but it's all on in the areas it needs to be. So that's great. Some reason the person who owned this house before thought putting dark brown outlets on a gray wall in the bedroom was a good idea. Dark brown outlets and switches look terrible. So they've replaced all those with white because, as one does, it blends into a white wall. It's great. I've had to learn how to understand how a multi-zone, multi-thermostat radiant heat boiler system works, because this house has an almost new boiler that does, and the heats are divided into the zones for the different floors, which is great. And it's not a blown air system, not a forced air system, because we don't need air conditioning here, but we need heat. And so it's radiant heat all over the place. And there's different flow valves and things, and the boiler was installed in place of an old heater, and the guy did the lazy way, from what I can tell. And the old thermostats were like seriously old, like mercury switch thermostats. So like from the 90s. So I've had to run new wires. I've got successfully to one thermostat so far, because the new thermostats require a common wire, not just hot and off. So running new wires, I'm figuring out how the modern boiler system, I have to redo essentially the wiring that was done between the transformers, the modern control systems, and the flow valves to make it all work. So I've almost successfully got the modern thermostat working with the modern boiler. I just need to tell it to turn on the flow valves for zone 1, and I can't get the menu to do it yet. So I'm just doing that right before the show.
It's been great to have heat upstairs, then no heat on the middle floor. And then, I've got a workaround now that I've just held the zone valve open for the main floor. So whenever the boiler comes on and the pump comes on, it's going to go to the main floor in addition to the other floor. So it's fine. I will get it fixed before it gets actually really cold here, even though it's going to be below freezing tonight because mountains. So fine.
If it was 70 today, it's going to be freezing tonight. Yeah.
Get it. Put more clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
What do you-
Did Chrissy just tell you to harden the hell up, Chris? Because that's what it sounds
Oh, no.
like.
This is him telling me this. No.
Okay, all right.
No.
You
This
can just
was,
put your big boy pants on.
She's the
and
one
you'd be
that
nice
has
and
the
warm.
electric blanket under the comforter on. I take the comforter off and I don't even plug my electric blanket in.
my electric
So that gives
blanket
you an
is
idea of
on
the temperature.
broil. So
Yeah, Chrissy's medium rare by the morning. So
Yes.
it's like a sous vide.
you're not
Fair.
wrong. Mental, what are you doing?
So I just got back from New Hampshire. As mentioned, we'll talk about that in a bit. And flying home on Monday out of Logan Airport, you guys may have heard about that Amazon thing that shut down part of the internet. I believe part of that was also Delta's inability for me to pay to check my luggage or even check luggage. And, given the government shutdown, so I made Julian Cordell, one of the co-judges who had rented the van, get there super early because I, just knew it was going to be sideways. It actually went pretty smooth, but I was unable to pay to check my bag. So I'm going through it. I have to go see a gate agent, and the lady
You can't be the only person with this problem.
Not at all. And the lady just looks at me because I've got my little, my roller bag. And she's like, "That's really just small enough for a carry-on. Just take it as a carry-on." And she's already she knows that this day is not getting any better. It's going to be harder. And so she's right. So I go through and I get into the TSA line. It is no kidding. 4:45 a.m. It's stupid early because I did not want to miss this flight because I had to be at work.
I understand about not missing flights. Hi.
To go to a lemons race. Yeah.
Let's not do that.
And coming back from a lemons race. And so my bag is coming through and it gets kicked off to the side. I'm like, oh, shit. That's why I was checking it because I had some, personal items in there, like a liquid and all that kind of stuff. But then I remembered the real problem was this bribe that I got from an outstanding team at New Hampshire. What would you think is the worst possible thing you could put in your luggage that would absolutely make TSA kind of nervous?
A grenade.
We hold on. We have one.
Close.
I have an answer. So the one time we went through and we went to our to Chris's dad's house for Christmas, and we got a Venturi, a
Wine aerator.
and it was glass, and they pulled us over and they were like, "What is this?" And we're like, "Oh, you put wine in here," and it just this was when it was new. This is
this isn't the worst thing we've ever had them confused by.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely the dehumidification bag we took to the Caribbean one time because Chrissy read online that we should bring a bag of desiccant stuff that you hang in your closet when you're in the Caribbean.
Dry rid. Yeah. Like it kind of sucks in the water.
Really,
and not just the Caribbean, like Florida, people that live along the coast.
Philly was like, what
damp
is...
red. They tell you.
That's what it is. Yeah, damp red. Yeah, Philly was like, no. And we were like, okay, I'm not the only person that does this. And so I was like, yeah, just get it gone. I forgot about that. Yeah, they did not like that. Anyway, sorry to derail. We've had a couple.
No, that's good. I remember once coming back from Gingerman and B2 Racing. They got the Lobster Dodge Stealth painted up like the Red Lobster Porsche livery. He'd given me actually like a bunch of just like a kill switch and some other just stuff for race cars. And that one I realized as they pulled aside, that. I'm like, huh.
Oh, it looks like a bomb.
It's not a bomb. It's not a bomb yet.
It actually
it's like parts for the bomb, but I didn't do it yet.
I got 4 hours before my flight.
The lady was really nice. We ended up having a great conversation about lemons and all that other kind of stuff. No, still not the worst. No, the worst thing, because you're supposed to remove Bluetooth speakers, and I had forgotten that a team had bribed me with a Bluetooth speaker.
Are you pre-check?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's military. He's even better pre-check. So
and Bluetooth speakers
have to come out of your bags.
No,
yeah, which is why I packed it.
Okay.
No, they're supposed to. That's actually in the TSA regs.
Okay.
It's electronic device. But let's say you mentioned hand grenades and bombs. So like a team with a great sense of humor and they totally understand the assignment. Let's say they bribe you as a judge at a race with a Bluetooth speaker that looks like a Claymore mine. And it says face front towards party instead of front towards enemy.
Toward party.
And
Great.
as soon as my luggage gets kicked over, like, oh yeah, I left my hair conditioner. Oh shit. No, I know exactly the conversation I'm about to have.
Wow.
Damn it.
Wow.
To their credit, the unpaid guys that are still
Right.
working TSA at Boston Logan Airport, they pulled through there and they're like, is that a Bluetooth speaker? And I'm like, I promise you, because they're just seeing the x-ray. I promise you, when you find it, it is nothing but a Bluetooth speaker. I am sorry. And he opens it and he sees it land on my stuff and he reads it where it says front towards party and he just starts laughing.
Oh, that's great.
But he's like, I got to run this one back through. And then the supervisor came over and she's like, that looks like, something
Something
you're not
bad.
supposed to have on
Something
an airplane.
bad.
And
Yes.
he's going, yeah, but you can't stop there for having something that looks like it's bad. It actually has to be bad. So they ran it back through
Wow.
again and ran it through. But I did have to give up my hair conditioner because he's like, that's a liquid. I'm like, yeah, fine. So that
Yes.
was the
Claymore
trip.
mine. Sure. The air conditioner. No.
That's on me.
Yeah. So it was, so that was my flight back. I get, and I go and I walk into work to find out that people in my office had decided to help me. And by help me, I mean undo everything that I had done 2 weeks ago for a conference that started the very next day. So it started there and went rapidly downhill. So I spent a lot of time fixing everything that they had helped with on that one. And that has been my week. And I texted you guys that I was going to be late because I was trapped in briefing hell. And the problem with being trapped in briefing hell is I was giving 2 of these briefings. And as I mentioned to my illustrious co-host and everyone who listens, I am certain can empathize with the fact that apparently no one understands, A, that briefing is supposed to be brief. And secondly, timelines are a thing. Adhere to your timeline. I'm just venting at this point because I'm still angry, which is why I'm drinking. But that has been my time. The upside is, we will talk about it, I had the most amazing New Hampshire race ever. I am going to stun you with things that happened at this New Hampshire race that you would never expect. It was a mystical, magical time with Judge Janice, Judge Julian, and Judge David. Awesome time.
For the first race that I'm not there.
Right?
Ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
All right.
And as we
Maybe
will talk
that's
about,
why. I don't know.
you don't want to claim that. And as we will talk about, because there were members of the Three Pedal Mafia that felt abandoned.
It's so funny.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. Well, let's keep moving then. I didn't do much. I do a lot. We had visitors this weekend. So first set of visitors, one of them being Daniel Brighton, who has raced with us before, races all over the country. He happened to be passing through from, bought a RV in Utah and was like not far. He was like, he's in Utah. So I'm like, hey, wave bye when you drive by Colorado, like the big state. He was like, actually, I have to go there. Like, do I just go out to dinner? And we're like, no, just come here, because I was like, well, going out to dinner is hard for us. So, because we're far away from anything that's good. So he came over for dinner one night, and then Chris's nephew came over the other night because they were here visiting friends. So it's nice to have visitors here. If anybody is in Denver, please let us know. So we would love to have you and see you.
I'm waiting to see you guys. I'm waiting to see you guys join the Apex adjacent go-kart racing league, because that Ian needs to be taken down a few notches, and I don't have the skill to do it because he always comes into town and whoops my ass.
I don't know that we do, but we can
I
try.
haven't kart raced in 20 years, but
Me neither.
Yeah.
But we can start. So, it's gonna be snowing here soon. So I don't know that we're gonna start anytime soon, but we'll try. I started and finished painting a spare bedroom, so that was good. A lot of work, as you know, just boring work, but it got done. And then I've also been helping with fire mitigation, so hand picking ponderosa pine needles out of underneath my deck. It takes hours and hours and hours a day, but it's got to get done. And every time I pick one, I'm saying, this is one that will not catch my house on fire. This is also one that will not catch my house on fire. So it all makes it worth it when we say, when the fire is coming up the hill, we will say we've done what we can to make sure our house doesn't catch on fire.
So like you like they can't rake. You literally have to do it by hand. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Under the deck is full of rocks.
And the rocks are small
ground
enough
cover.
that like as soon as we used a vacuum, we used an air. Chris literally bought a leaf blower, and the leaf blower just doesn't pick up like the pine needles that are just like a couple little pines. They get stuck under the rocks. So there's just no way to be able to do it. So yeah, but I'm happy to get it done because I don't want my house to catch on fire. Anyway, let's go to news and notes.
Great. Sorry, I'm sending various AI generated images of his day that I'm coming up with as I keep refining them and making them better and better and better.
It's so good.
Anyway, sometimes we get made fun of for having too many cars, but this guy takes the cake. Andrew Collins from The Drive tells us about a single owner, Greg Rusk's collection of more than 1,300 cars in Alabama that's now for sale.
Alabama.
Roll Tide of cars. There are cars of all vintages, brands, and basically everything you can think of. Haggerty has deemed this a, quote, generous selection, end quote, and it's all listed with no reserve. Haggerty made a video of the 6 to 7 buildings that house all the cars. In an interview with Rusk, he says he started with Cadillacs and then just started buying other cars and driving them anywhere from a week to a month and then parked them. Some of the cars are already gone, but many more are to be had. Article, which links to the auction, is included.
That really sounds like future news of 80% of our listeners.
There's so many. Like some of them are just
treasures.
Well, some of them are just like boring cars, like not BMW boring, but just like normal, like Mercury sedan. You're like, cool. Why did you think
there's Fieros, there's Mustangs, there's
because nobody else is going to save a Mercury sedan. Why shouldn't you?
There's a fire chicken, like a golden black fire chicken. There's a Lincoln Continental convertible from the 60s. It looks great.
Ooh, there you go.
There's a
Matrix
Ram Charger.
convertible.
Hell, a Ram Charger. Those are cool now. There's a 356 Porsche.
And this is only and half of them, or 250, I think, ended on Monday.
FCRX7.
So there's all kinds of that are already gone, and you missed them all. So
yeah,
bummer.
Eh.
All right.
Well, hey,
watch out, Florida men. There's a new law that hammers down on repeat drunken drivers. Colin Woodward over at Jalopnik is telling us about this law, which is called Trenton's Law, after Trenton Johnson, who was an 18-year-old killed by a repeat offender DUI driver. Instead of it being a 15-year sentence, they have bumped it now to 30 years. And they have also upped the dates for manslaughter by boat, too. Law is applicable to those that refuse breathalyzer test as well. Apparently, the rule doesn't just go after those that are already caught or in an accident. Authorities can go after suspected drunkards and give them lots of fines, not just jail time. So if you are living or driving through Florida, and let's be honest, anywhere, don't drive drunk. Don't drive buzzed. Ubers are cheap. All right. So just, get to where you're going. Start drinking there.
But, that's okay.
Yeah, unless you're in a golf cart.
It's cheaper than the DUI.
Still cheaper than the DUI. And what an unusual bit of reasonableness coming out of Florida. Well done, Florida. And I don't get to say that very often.
Like ever.
I sobered up for a few minutes
First
and
time
figured
ever.
something out. Oh man.
That guy has changed over to sober life. Yes.
World coming to.
Well, no one's surprised that there are some smart and bored people out there who have a lot of time to mess with driverless cars just to get a kick out of it. Well, Riley Waltz, who's a 23-year-old software engineer, orchestrated what he dubbed the world's first Waymo DDoS by coordinating 50 people to simultaneously order Waymo self-driving cars to San Francisco's longest dead-end street right by Coit Tower. Well, what happened was an amazing traffic jam of white Jaguar I-Paces with Waymo's signature spinning roof sensors all arriving to pick up passengers who never intended to board. Waymo responded by temporarily disabling all the rides within a 2-block radius for a few hours. And of course, other than walking away with their tail between their legs and the $5 cancellation fee, Waymo is touting this as a great learning experience and will continue to refine their algorithms to avoid a mess like this again. This article
like they're just not going to keep messing with them.
No. Yeah, this is the beginning. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So a bunch of articles on this. This one came from Simran Rastagi from Autoblog, but we originally got this from the San Francisco Chronicle. Link is in show notes.
We knew it was going to happen.
I mean, there's a YouTube video of the chaos. That's just really funny. It's really funny.
It's not like people want to deliberately, like if it was cab drivers and you call the cab driver, that's a dick move, man, because you're costing some dude money, or an Uber driver, because they had to burn their gas to get there. But robots, I don't care if you're messing with a clanker. Absolutely screw with a clanker. That's just funny.
Okay. Well, we love reasonable fines on Racing Junk. And even if they don't give enough info, which this did not, it's cheap and worth a look. And it's in Mental's backyard. Listed as a 944 Lemons racer, a grizzled, from the article, from the ad, a grizzled veteran of over a dozen Lemons races, Champ Cars, and Lucky Dog races, the Blue Man Coupe is ready to race. She recently finished a 2-day Lucky Dog endurance race at Willow Springs, ran flawlessly, comes with 2 sets of wheels and box of spares. Fortunately, they sprung for the 11 photos and a video, so you can take a look to figure out what you'd actually be buying, because it's literally all that they say that's in this car. But it's listed for $4,500, so buy it and figure out what's in it and change things if you don't think it's good. So
yeah. And normally during this time, I would share this image because it's 11 photos, but because I'm using my laptop, it wants me to go into system settings and give Zoom permission to do that. And I'm just too tired. But we're looking at this and we're all judges. This reeks of Class B. I'm not throwing this an A. This is a Haggard Beat 944.
You see it?
Chrissy at the rescue.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
There you go. Sephora.
Except I don't even have Sephora. Well, Chris, you're on mute, so I can hear you in my ear because you live on the other side of my house.
The Sephora ad. Why don't you just close that up?
I'm working on it.
Chrissy's birthday is just months away.
She
doesn't wear makeup.
I don't. Right. The ad is literally from whatever.
Chris's birthday is also just months away, and we don't kink shame. So
is Mental's. Yeah.
There you go.
The one headlight being up on the 944 is just such a, indicator of the quality.
The other one is turned into what looks like a Ram Air, intake, which says speed.
They have a GRM sticker, so it must be legit. Oh, look at that box of stuff.
And the transmission looks to be recently replaced, which is normal.
Good.
Well, they did say it was recently raised, so yeah. No, that's
good. And there's a video apparently too. So, yeah.
This is not awful, and it is in Blue Diamond, Nevada, which actually I don't know how far away it is.
It's 37 minutes from you, because I decided when I wrote it and to make sure that it was actually in your backyard. I was like, well, I guess Nevada's kind of big, so I probably should make sure it's actually in your backyard. It is.
And it is
37 minutes from your house.
If you are in the market for a not awful Porsche, we got you covered.
Well, a suitably awful.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
we'll see.
I think I don't know. Feels like and that's fun. Terrible description, but he sprang for the membership, so good on
him. Don't know what that says about you.
Lemons is at Summit Point. I'm going to be there. Chrissy's going to be there. Tim's going to be there.
Yay!
Mental's not. Sorry.
Mental won't be there.
But there's going to be 100 cars, 9 BMWs. That is a 9% BMW ratio.
What?
I'm going to give a golf clap to the Summit Point racers for their appropriate BMW ratio. 3 Miatas, 8 Hondas, 1 Porsche. This is great. Actually, that's the same number of BMWs, Miatas, and Hondas and Porsches that are at an AER race, except that there's
not even. Nope,
80
actually.
more cars.
Nope, actually not even. Nope.
Right. Yep. There's a ton of new teams. There's another Malibu versus Milan rematch.
Ooh.
There's 8 previous IOE winners and at least 5 cars that raced at Summit Point the last time we were there in 2013.
That's amazing.
Bringing the band back together.
And that is so
Right?
much fun.
Gonna be a good time.
Dude, the 2013, was that still the Wago Van days? It
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah.
Holy
And the boat.
snakes.
Yep.
And the
Wagavan and boat and the TR, the first TR.
Oh,
and
man.
The
first
running
TR before it
Shenandoah
tried to-
circuit.
Before it tried to kill itself 4 times.
Oh, it had already started to try to kill itself. That was before it
and
was even
kill us.
supercharged. That was when it was still like a odd fire Buick engine. Yeah.
And kill people.
Yes. Oh, that is going to be glorious. Wonderful. Well done.
So Lucky Dog is going to be at Pit Race. We don't know who's going to be there, but I'm sure everybody and then some are going to be there because it's literally, I think, one of the last races. Actually,
One out for pit race.
you're right, pouring it out for Pit Race.
Wah, wah.
Well, stay with us until listener feedback.
Yes. Okay. Champ is going to be at Road America for an 8+7. They have 77 cars. 15 of them are BMWs. 19 Miatas. 19. That's a lot. 6 Hondas, 1 Porsche, and there's literally nothing else that was interesting. Nope.
Awesome. Tim, just a bit of sausage making for our listeners. Are you perchance recording?
I am.
Okay, good. All right. You're saving this podcast because my laptop stopped and Chris just started as a backup. Okay. All right.
I saw
Sorry.
someone was. So it continued to be even after you said mine doesn't work. So Tim,
Yeah.
just want to wish you good luck. We're all counting. on you.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Surely you can't be serious.
I
am
am,
serious.
and never call
Stop
me
calling me Shirley.
All right.
Soon, just soon. Mental, tell
right.
us all about what happened in New Hampshire. I can't wait to hear about some of these stories because I'm very surprised at the winners from some of these.
Yes. But all right. So at New Hampshire, we had 96 cars, and I think 93 to 90 or so actually took the green flag on Saturday. It was pretty impressive. So your overall winners in a boring BMW, but they're getting the message, and we'll talk about it. But that was the Boston Wieners, foreshadowing, and their most cheaty 2003 BMW 330i. Now your Class B was
We're gonna start getting
nothing-
them laps sometime soon. Like really more laps.
So the
More-
cars
more?
the cars that we gave laps to, yeah. And here's the thing: it was a nail biter right up until the last lap when the 3rd place car and the 2nd place car got into it with each other because it
all
was
weekend,
not a done deal.
It was back in like the top like 5 were all over the place all
Yes.
weekend because I just kept refreshing.
Absolutely.
And I would run into Chris and be like, "Oh my god, this is where all our friends are." Like a lot of our friends were in the top 10 for
Yeah.
a long
Yes.
time. So
100%.
it was a back and forth on
And
the winners.
it is here 20 minutes left in the race, and car 3 and car 2 tangle. And to their credit, they both came into penalty. I'm not entirely sure I would have made that same decision. Because we even looked at each other and went, what are we going to do if they decide not to? How hard are we going to be? And we didn't even have to have that discussion because darn it, if they weren't just good people and they came right in. So they had penalty laps. They had to earn it, and they did. Now, Class B, also literally a nail biter right up until the last 30 minutes. And ultimately, it was won by nothing but a Z Thang and her 76 280Z. And to win that, they had to beat another 70s Z. And the 70s Z, they were on the same lap until 30 minutes left. Coming out of turn 2, the other one hit somebody's bumper, which shattered their front rim, destroyed their tire, and ripped one of their rear suspension mounts out. They even came over and lobbied for I got screwed, while the rest of the team put the car back together, sent it back out, and it took the checker. Did not win B, but nothing but a Z thing did. It was awesome. Class C, This one was a runaway that no one saw coming. It was the Lancia. The 77 Lancia Scorpion running as high as 11th, finished 13th overall. If it was a Lancia Scorpion, normally we'd see like, hey, welcome to be, maybe not because it's a Lancia. No, you are so in B. So, but they drove smart, they drove clean. It was a great race out there. Now, Organizer's Choice was a new team of rookies called the Boss Hogs. They had an 08 Toyota Camry 5-speed.
They were at Thompson too. They were the slowest car on the track by like the epic margin.
Yes. That car not eligible to be registered because it was imported. It was an export only version of the Camry that they managed to get to with that 5-speed. Good team, good bunch of rookies. Do not know what the color yellow is, and we got to have a lot of fun with them. But they leaned into every penalty we gave them with such joy. They were in costume. They really understood the assignment. And an orange Toyota Camry is a sight to behold. Heroic Fix, white powder racing. I do not have time to list everything that they fixed, but they gave us a list, and it was a full page. And they didn't fix it all at once. They fixed it as it happened. And those are those guys, they've got black line racing and white line racing and white line racing. They were dressed up like Power Rangers, and they came in and were snorting white powder and just, I was exhausted after watching them. Me, mental, was tired watching their presentation at BS. It was that energetic. Great
That's
team.
fun because they don't usually theme.
They went hard.
Yeah,
so
they
hard.
they might just be because they're messing with the cars. But they don't usually theme.
Yeah,
At least they leaned into it a little better. That's good.
They like honestly, they were dressed as Power Rangers, and I wanted to pull off all their masks because I swear 3 of them were Jeff Wing. But they had a great time with it. Judge's Choice, Bad News Bears. They were in a Toyota Yaris. This Yaris belonged to one of the team members. It was following a car that hit a bear, and then the bear flew up and landed on this car, which totaled it. And then they decided to make it into a Lemons car. They had bear onesies, and then their family showed up in bear onesies. Their kids were in bear onesies. Everybody was in a bear costume. They stayed out of everybody's way. I think we talked to them like maybe twice. Great team, easy Judge's Choice. Now, HMG, that one was hard because you had a team that always brings it epically, brings it on a level that, like, literally, if you just say the team name, everyone understands. It's in their team name how hard they're going to bring it. And that was Sorry for Party Racing, which also hosted the potluck. But it was, in fact, the Boston Wieners because they have been getting a lot of pushback. Stop not theming. And they did. And so they showed up, all of them in inflatable hot dog costumes. And instead of being the Boston Wieners, they were the Boston Wieners. And they even had their kids in smaller costumes that they presented as cocktail weenies. They had a hot dog stand that they went all weekend around giving people free hot dogs starting at noon on Friday, and made over $500 for the Speedway charities. And for both their Class A win and their HMG, they donated that money also to Speedway charities.
That's amazing. They've obviously
Wieners.
Finally gotten. I'm kind of surprised they just didn't leave the series. I'm serious
because they've got like 5 cars, and it's very much a 3-pedal mafia, terrorist cell kind of operation. They operate independently under the same umbrella, and I think a great many of them enjoy it. One of the things that they kept doing is they would come in there and imitate the BMW 4-cylinder firing order with their hot dogs, and then one of them would just walk off. Yeah. So that was the joke on that one. So they brought it hard.
Interesting.
And we argued about it right up until the trophies about who was going to get that one. Yes. Your IOE Team Fubar in a 1968 MGB GT. They had the Patriarch. He was the one that found the remarkably rust-free MGB GT, turned it into a race car, and had his young kids with him. And he had raced, but none of the other ones had raced, and none of them had raced in Lemons. And we had at least 4 teams come to the judging booth and go, that MGB GT, is painfully slow. And oh my God, they are so predictable. They are exactly where you expect them to be at any point on the track. They have done a wonderful job of just driving around, and we looked it up. It was the second oldest car and the 80th slowest lap time. And they still finished in the top half of it. So easy IOE. They did the most with the least. They had a great attitude about it. They were awesome. I Got Screwed, the cream team. And there were some folks in the running for I Got Screwed. But the cream team, they had a Saturn wagon, which they hella blew up on Saturday and then spent all night swapping the engine into that night. Well, one guy spent all night swapping the engine. The rest of the team, watching him swap the engine, had a butter tasting. We have footage of this. This is not an exaggeration. Their other car munched the transmission and ended up on the trailer, but that's not enough because their tow rig bent a rod and they could not fix it. And their solution was to drive home on the flattest roads possible. So they laid out the flattest route to get their tow pig home on 7 cylinders. Truly, truly screwed. Our regional award of Live Free and Never Say Die, which is a combination of the New Hampshire state motto, that was Fiasco Rally Sport and an 87 Mercury XR4, technically a TI, but not a TI, XR4C, carbureted, 6-cylinder engine. By Saturday, they were on their 3rd engine, and they took the check.
Oh my gosh.
What was that lamentable engine that they used?
Oh, it was a Ford 6-cylinder, but they had just carbureted it. No turbo, normally aspirated, just inline 6, and they just absolutely refused to throw in the towel. And every time it broke, and every time it came off track, and every time it got towed in, they fixed it, and they went back out. And right here, I'm going to stop and give a shout out. So one of their teammates is a young viewer of All Lemons wrap-up videos named Ian. And Ian is mostly confined to a wheelchair. He can move certain distances.
He was very helpful.
Oh, he was here last year.
Yeah.
And so Ian spent a lot of time in the penalty box.
He's
telling me that
amazing in the penalty box.
He tells me I'm a terrible judge because I let people off too easy, and he wanted everyone punished.
Yeah.
And finally, on Friday, when the number 3 car that got into it with the number 2, we were given a McMaster's catalog, which is about 2,000 pages. It's a heavy, heavy book. And he finally got to throw the book at a BMW. And I'm like, please do not hit the window because it will shatter the window. And he got to bounce this giant book off there. So yes. And Ian knew me. And at one point we were doing, one of the contenders for IOE was a 76 Opel Manta. Fantastic car, fantastic team. And it came down to, we just had to who had given it a little bit more. They on Sunday got into a tangle and they lost their rear bumper. And in Lemons, if you don't have a bumper, you can't race because now you just got 2 spikes that are going to ruin any other car that gets close to you. And they were waiting for the recovery crew to bring their bumper. And the guy said, well, can I just put a chunk of wood back there? Absolutely, you can. Bring it back through. We'll get it tech inspected. So they did. They found a 2x6. They bolted it and cut it appropriately, and then even covered it in yellow tape to make their car look good. And as they came through, Dale gave it the thumbs up. Ian looks at me and goes, wood, what can't it do? So
Nice.
So across the board, shout out to all those guys. What I do want to talk about before we get into this. So New Hampshire race. And everyone here has driven that race. I'm going to say this, and if you've never been to New Hampshire, you will not be as shocked as my 3 co-hosts are about to be. So it was 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday before we got the first car with 3 penalties.
Oh, well, 3 penalties.
You know why? It's because 96 cars. That's the right.
Much.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
We only had, and it all started happening an hour before checker. We only had 5 cars with 3 penalties on Saturday, fewer on Sunday. We had hours where we had nothing to do as judges. It was unsettling. We did not know. No, this is New Hampshire. This isn't supposed to work this way. I'm going to go with all credit goes to Judge Janice because they were all just scared of her, as they should be. She's the nicest person in the world until she doesn't have to be. Then everyone else is going to laugh. But
Yeah,
It's
you
right.
should be afraid. You should be afraid of Janice.
It's also the right amount of cars. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
It was, and right amount of cars, right amount of attitude. I predict a similar setup at some point because everyone's going to be in a better mood because they didn't tow 12 hours to get their fall racing.
Yep, true. Okay, great. Listener feedback time.
On YouTube, there was a short about a Ford FE, and Bill, with some numbers, said, gee,
Wow.
someone who understands the FE, and with aluminum heads, intake, and water pump, the weight was reduced to 510 pounds. Just swapping the intake and water pump dropped the weight to 540 pounds. That makes sense. Good. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That didn't make any sense at all. I just copied it on there and pasted it. All right.
Yep.
And the other thing. So we covered the impending doom of pit race a few weeks ago. And here is where the town of Wampum has made a massive mistake. The most irreverent, highly intelligent, lots of free time, very creative person we know has now been given a cause. And he is united behind that cause. That's right, pit race, or I'm sorry, not pit race, people who oppose pit race. You have officially encountered the ire of Randy Bish. You should be scared. So Randy sent us an email earlier last week where he talked about, because he said he would make macaroni art, and then I made fun of that on our thumbnail, and he sent me back a picture where he spelled it all out in rice.
Wow.
Because rice is harder, and that's what Randy's all about. And they are not taking this lying down. So the local fight for pit race is heating up. There's an entire motorsports region, hobbies, careers, everyone going up and smoke night, and town council meetings are about to be and already have been packed for the foreseeable future. They are coming for this. Okay. They are fighting. And if you want to get under this, and the link will be in our show notes, I encourage you to go savepitrace.org because they are not done. Pit race is not dead just yet.
Pit race. We've missed
Pit race. Yeah, pit race. And he texted me just today. They have started packing local town council meetings. There is a GoFundMe. It is all spinning up to cover mail orders and advertising. And the tiny town of Wampum is going to war because they want to save this track. Additionally, and this is where, if you oppose pit race, you should be frightened. They are looking for people to run for town council.
I saw this.
Folks who, quote, have their heads screwed on straight, and they are about to try and take over the government to save this track. I don't have a lot of faith because you usually don't bet on a racetrack when it becomes under scrutiny of this, but you would be an idiot to bet against Randy Bish when he's motivated.
There's a couple other people.
Yeah,
on this,
I'm so excited to see where this goes. Yeah, we've got Al Jones on this. There are some smart, irreverent, dedicated people that are coming to save that track. You guys go, man. That's awesome.
Crying.
It's going to be a very, very interesting story.
It is going to be such a great story. Yes.
Or we're just going to have a whole end of random dudes on town council in Wampum. That's what I think is going to happen, but okay.
Yeah. We're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yes, right.
If we can get the GoFundMe page they're tall enough to just counter the offer of the AI place, that'd be amazing too.
Or just get Randy and Al and some other folks elected.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there is entertainment no matter what.
Agreed.
I might fly in for that one.
Right. I don't. You can't
vote
vote
early and often, everyone.
Yeah. So,
well, Matt Thompson posted a photo of their engine with a new viewing window in the block to the unofficial Facebook of Lemons group and said, "What you got to do is poke a bunch of holes and pour some oil in it." To which I said, "That's great advice."
Get a boring drill. There you go. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's how you get rid of the engine. That's fantastic. Oh,
See,
do you know who? Yeah, Do you know who would immediately be elected to city council and not shut down pit race if she so decided to run?
Probably.
Who has no interest in an AI technology center?
There you go. I like that one.
You know who would immediately be indicted for bribing all of the voters with delicious and wonderful cookies?
It'd be a lot, but yes, it might be worth it.
and absolutely not convicted because the jury would also be eating her delicious cookies.
Hi, Mom.
Fair.
Hello.
Jelly bar is legit.
Hi, Chrissy's
Not
mom.
guilty.
yeah, she broke the law. These things should be illegal.
All right, let's talk.
Great. Do it.
Great. Okay. We're going to talk about Summit Prep. So we'll kick it off with who's going to be there. So Lemon Supreme Court is going to be Chief Justice. Wow. Eric's going to be the Chief Justice. Judge Randy. Judge Tom. So Tom Newman is a local. He lives in Virginia, lives right down the road from the track. Longtime racer of that track, longtime racer of Lemons, been out of racing for a while, but coming back, and he will not take any bullshit, is what it's going to come down to. And then Junior Justice Al for Pittsburgh. So he's from Pit Race is his home track, and he'll be there.
Man.
What?
It's like we know these people. Who knew?
Jens,
you know these people.
Jens got 2 Pittsburghs in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. People have been asking me about what they want for bribes, and I have a list. So if you're interested, let me know, and I will come up with it. Let you know what's going on.
Hey, and if you're listening to this and you're smart, go sign up for that savepitrace.org, because that's gonna get you some good treatment right through the door.
That would be good. Yeah. Tell them how much you love it. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the race.
All right. If you are new and you're listening to the show, welcome. Good on you. Go watch the virtual rookie meeting. Seriously, there's a lot to know. They're going to have a rookie meeting at the track, but this just kind of puts you in the right frame of mind. Do that. But on Thursday at 5 p.m., the gates are going to open for early arrival. Make sure you check your email on that one, because there is an interest you have to go to get in, or you're going to end up like the Waymo cars that Tim talked about. Now, Friday at 7 a.m., the gates are going to open again. 8 a.m. is test day and registration open. 10 to 5 with a lunch break from 12 to 1. You got the optional track testing. Now, it's $375 per team if you register online before the database closes, which by the time you listen to this may be too late. Online or on-site is $425. It is limited to registered Lemons cars, which is good because it keeps the douchebaggery down. And no passengers, sorry, register online. Click the edit and the other info section of your online registration. Select the testing option. It is going to be added to your team fees. Noon to 5 p.m. is BS and Tech. Look at your emails. There are still teams that show up to BS and Tech going, I have an assigned time. How do you not know this by now? You will get yours by email before the race. Also look in the forums. Eric always posts that. There will be a link in our show notes if you're even that lazy. Also, concurrently, noon to 5 p.m. is Gear Tech. At 10 p.m., the gates close. Make sure you have your wristband by then. Saturday, 7 a.m., gates are open. 9 a.m., mandatory drivers meeting at the base of the tower. Grid time at 9:30, 10 to 5, race session 1, 7 p.m. gate session closes, where all of the Lemon racers who have their armbands will then go over and haunt the ghost of Nopi Hyperfest. And Sunday, 7 a.m., the gates open. 9 to 4 is race session 2, 5 p.m. is awards. And by 7 p.m., a giant deer with rabies released to terrorize the small West Virginian racetrack. That's a 3-pedal mafia joke that Eric put in the rules. Go look up the deer on the racetrack video. That was the boat. It gone.
I wish he should have put the link to the YouTube in there. That would have been amazing.
Still can.
You still can. Go to the forums. Boom, throw it.
No, I meant like in the instructions that I pulled this from. That would be amazing if you just like put the link, like link to your tech times here, link to the deer flying over the racetrack here. Yes, that would be amazing. Okay.
The problem was the deer did not receive his invitation to be on the boat. So he thought he would jump it.
Correct. Yes, but he got an invitation and understood the track times because he was on the track at the right time. All right, parking. Oh, what is wrong? Parking, paddock, and facilities. Parking, right? Parking. Yeah. Okay. Parking is first come, first serve, unless reserved parking is specifically mentioned by Lemons or offered by the track. They've sent out a bunch of maps. So make sure you've looked at all of the maps. Some of the maps say, here's where you should park if you have an RV for power. Here's ones, do not park. They have this like very serious, do not park here because we've told you to. So make sure you check the maps. Every team entry gets a single 20 by 40 space in the main paddock. Anything that doesn't fit in that box, if you have anything that's extra large, extra cars, must be in spectator and overflow parking that is on that paddock map.
Just basically in the woods is the overflow parking.
Yeah. Which there is plenty of places.
Yeah.
So
unless you want to actually, if you would like a peaceful weekend, go paddock back there. It's actually really lovely. And there's even some power back in the woods. It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah. Race control is off limits to participants. We know that stuff. So that's all good.
Fueling will be in the hot pits and or at the track pumps. No fueling in your paddock space during the race. Everyone in the fueling area must be in full safety gear. Everyone in the fueling area must be registered driver or crew member. No spectators will be checking we will be checking armbands. Bring your supplies up. Fuel the car. Take all of it away with you. No staging of fuel or gear. Kill switch must be off. No one in the car before you touch anything. Get the pan in place. Have a dedicated extinguisher person. Those are all mandatory while fueling. That extinguisher should be more than 6 feet away and facing oncoming traffic. Only fueling. You can do driver change. You can change the ice in your cool suit, which may or may not use. That's the only things that are allowed in the hot pit. For everything else, tire pressure, fluid checks, engine swaps, you must go to the paddock. The weather is going to be not terrible, but not warm, that's for sure. So Friday, it's going to be a high of 59, a low of 34.
Oh, this is the Birdcast. The Birdcast. The Bearcast.
Saturday, it will be a high of 59 and dropping down with the barometric pressure to a 36.6% chance of rain. Sunday, a high of 57 with 40 as the low for a cool but not cold get the hell out of the paddock race. So 15% chance of rain. And there is a picture of the paddock.
Right. So I was fancy and stuck this in our notes. So here you go. If you're watching on YouTube, where all of the open paddock are. Really, I think most of the time you come in and the track entry is going to be, I guess this is track on and off, actually onto the track.
Not how you get in.
Get in. You usually take the first, it's going to be your first exit. The main entrance is where you're going to be able to get in. So
don't be shy about parking in the woods. Seriously, it's a nice part of the paddock to go to. The last time we were there was plenty of places that you could go and spectate, right? So I think that there's, even if should be able to allow to either drive or take moto something through the different paths through the forest there to be able to go see different places in the track, which is pretty awesome at this track. Motos need to be registered with the track ahead of time. So yeah.
Yep.
Timmy.
And don't be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving in to the ban. It's the first time Lemons has been back to that track in a while. Let's be good people. Let's just be good custodians of what they're letting us do.
We don't have pit anymore. This is pretty close. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's not screw it up.
Yeah. And I mean, they even upgraded us to like the main circuit, which is pretty legit. No carousel, but
Right. Go ahead, Tim.
So the top right of that picture, is that a friction circle?
Oh yeah, they have a skid pad.
Accessible?
No,
no, not really. So. It's on the other side of the track. Yes, you can drive to it. Should you go over there without talking to someone, I'm sure they will not be pleased with it.
I'm not saying to do it unauthorized. I'm just asking if it's accessible.
Probably.
Well, and don't.
I think it's getting used. It gets used for.
Yeah, they usually have cars. They have. Yeah.
They really are good at using all their facility.
The truth about Summit Point, given its proximity to the DC area, is they have several offensive driving schools for, let's just say, government types, and they have a collection of Crown Vics with reinforced bumpers, and they teach people to do that stuff. There's also a firing range. In fact, there's 3 of them and a sniper range on the facility. So there's a chance you definitely don't want to be the unauthorized guy over in that friction circle, given the types that are probably over there getting some recertification training.
Are those also accessible?
No.
One year long ago, Speedy Cop brought a Dodge Intrepid to the firing range specifically to be the people's curse car to be shot at because it was
with a fully automatic 50 caliber. It was glorious.
It's amazing.
They also put nitrite on top of the tires by the gas tank, hit it with a sniper rifle, and a quarter of the car disintegrated. Equally amazing.
Amazing. All right.
What's equally amazing?
Tim, well, here again, if you really want to go over the Black Lake on the 25th, which I don't know what day that is, Saturday probably, it's actually a PCA region autocross is happening over on the Friction Circle Black Lake area.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you just need to find a car.
There you go.
Across.
Porsche Club. They're going to freak out even more than the Nopi Hyperfest kids used to back in the day.
The Hyperfest.
On the same day over at Shenandoah is Drift Nirvana.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is amazing.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's Sunday. Sunday the 25th is both of those things. So
we're going there Sunday.
All right. To bring our listeners up to speed, literally when this all started, 2011, 2012, 2013, this was a regular stop on the Lemon Circuit. And it would always be in conjunction with Nopi, who used to make, like, think the first 3 Fast and Furious movies. They would do a car show of that type of thing. It was
like Grid Life, but less organized and more Fast and Furious.
Sketch and young kids.
Yeah.
Yes, because Grid Life, Grid Life is actually, Grid Life was actually Gearheads. These were all like, show and shine type stuff. And every now and again, because you had to get on a bridge to go over where we were, and some poor, JDM Spec 240 would find itself literally on the wrong side of town with its underglow and its fart can melon baller muffler, idling slowly through the parking lot of where all the Lemons races were. And this was back in the day when everybody's car broke down on Saturday and everybody stayed up all night fixing their crap. And
no. Everybody stayed up partying all night and then waking up at 9 a.m. to fix their cars to get on track by 11:45.
Yeah.
True.
And
that's what happened.
And then of course the giant track barrier pyramid that we built and almost killed somebody with. But
Correct.
They would drive through the whole thing and realize, like, they would physically roll their windows up and lock their doors because all these people, greasy covered folks, would look up from underneath their engine bay and be like, I could totally take that engine. I could take that engine and put it in this car, and I could finish the race. Come here, little child. Come closer. And then sometimes we would take our running race car over to their side of the track and walk around and randomly just yell VTEC, yo, and watch like the 3 teenagers sharing the quote unquote warm Zima. We did not make that scenario up. We all watched that happen. And they were all like, we're so drunk and you guys are so fucking lame. So we're making fun of all of that. And it's a callback, which is a comedy.
Well, what's awesome also is a potluck. So there, before we get into the track walk, the potluck is happening Saturday night. Even though the instructions give you something, it is going to be at 6:30. Set up 7 o'clock, eat. That's my normal time. That's how it's going to go down. We will set it up so that's going to gives everybody a little bit more time to be able to cook their food, bring it all over. It will be over near like the concession stand. So I'm still working with Kim to make sure that I have a plan with that. But we will definitely let you know by text. If you haven't signed up for the text, just do it. It's
just
worth it.
Yeah, when you get to the track, just do the QR code.
I got an email that I said, click it, and then I sent it a text. So it helps you to get that information. So you should be able to do that soon.
Jackie was able to leverage your reputation at the New Hampshire potluck, and so many teams showed up with like their stuff going, here, Here, Jackie, where do I place my food?
Fantastic. I told her she did a great job. I'm so happy. But yes, we're doing the potluck, and make sure you bring some stuff. Sign up if you can. If not, just bring something. We will be over near, probably near concessions.
You're going to want to do that because there is nothing near this track.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. And the potlucks are great. So plan on it.
Yeah, closest gas is most likely going to be, the best spot is going to be in Jamestown, I think it is, which is northeast of the track. About 20 minutes is where an actual town. The other way is you go southwest of the track to Winchester, Virginia, which is a little bit more of a town, actually.
But both ways, it's 2 lanes through tiny little towns.
Yeah.
Through there's nothing
through
fast.
farms and fields.
Yeah.
So the gas is probably going to be cheaper in West Virginia, but then you also are dealing with West Virginia. So, keep it in mind.
Yeah.
There are part stores in both towns.
But they're just not close. Nothing is close.
It's 20 minutes
in the middle of
It's
nowhere.
20 minutes to plenty of things, but it's 20 minutes to plenty of things.
Okay, dude, let's do a track walk.
Well, Chrissy, you had one more thing here. I agree with you. Bring a bike or moto, bring something and get it, because the paddock isn't huge, but it's big enough that it's going to be appreciated. And especially if you have that, you can go spectate at some interesting areas of the track.
I don't know about a moto. Moto won't do well if it's anything like we used to do, but if and I don't even think a side by side. They're kind of just like paths, so you'd be able to walk through and go to a couple different
mountain
places.
bike is going to be your way to go. But
yeah. But bring the bike. Yep, I would say bike rather than moto. Okay. Track walk it.
Tim or Chrissy, would one of you pull up a track map just to show our listeners we're going? I'm going to do this by memory.
Who's going to do it?
I'll do it.
Go ahead, Chrissy.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
B or B.
I've instructed this track a number of times and run it in one lap and NASA stuff and whatnot. So it is a fun track. It is not an especially complicated track. But once you understand some of the nuances, you're going to have a much better time. So to get on the track, usually it's toward the south end of the paddock, which is, as you're in the paddock facing the track, is to your right. I don't know what Lemons is going to do, but that's usually what it goes. So anyway, you enter the track mid straight. This is a long straight on this track, really quite long, and it's also downhill. I've been in Mercedes on this track, including my own, going 130 plus. You're going to haul the mail. It's not Road America, but you are moving as you go down the straight. So as you pass start finish, the hill goes down. You're going to then keep going. It's going to level out a little bit as you're coming into turn 1. They give ample brake markers on the left because you need them because you're going so quickly. Now turn 1 is tight. It is flat completely. There's no camber on it at all. And it is decreasing radius. So my recommendation on turn 1 is you brake, as late as you reasonably can, probably, the 4, something like that. And as you're coming into turn 1, you're going to trail brake into the corner because it's such a long straight. You really need to trail brake into that corner to get the most out of it. And because you want weight on the nose as you're coming in that corner to get that turn in, because again, decreasing radius corner, you're going to turn in under braking and power out of the corner to get the most out of it. If your car has trouble with transitions from brake to gas, you might have to be a little smoother on that, but come in under brakes, eyes up to the right as you're coming in. I guarantee you many people will overcook it, will early apex it, and push off wide here in turn 1. No doubt in my mind. All right, turn 2 is kind of an extension of turn 1. You come out of turn 1, you get kind of a stretch where it's less turning, and then it turns back in more is the best way I can say it. So if you track all the way out in turn 1, and you're going to track all the way out because the pavement at the track out of turn 1 actually extends out a little bit beyond where we enter the original lines of the track. You'll see it. So you can put your left wheels over there and then just come back in and apex turn 2 naturally. It makes sense. So now you're going to be the straight between turns 2 and 3. It's not a very long straight, but you're going to be able to get some passing done here for people that did 1 and 2 poorly. So when you're on this straight, though, there's going to be like a tire wall on your right. And then after a tire wall, it's grass. And then there's going to be two different cutoff roads between the sides of the track. The first cutoff road, you can actually kind of stick. It's usually think of that as your braking zone, is that first cutoff road. That's where you're going to go off the gas and onto the brake. The second cutoff road, you can actually you can ride your wheels right up to it. And that cutoff road is basically your turn-in point. As soon as that cutoff road starts, you're going to turn to the left for turn 3. Now, turn 3 is uphill, decreasing radius, and it's kind of tricky. If you early apex 3, you will go off into the gravel beyond it. No doubt. So that's why I suggest you wait until that cutoff road on your right. That's your turn-in spot. You're braking as you're coming up to it. You brake from the first cutoff road to the second cutoff road, to the second cutoff road, off the brake, turn in, up the hill, apex late in turn 3 to avoid the gravel, because after 3, the track actually kind of comes into your right. You don't have the track out you think when you look into the corner, because the track out is over a hill and it tightens up. So it is deceptive. And again, lots of people will go into the gravel here. Watch out for that. But the curbing there is pretty friendly and it's wide. So don't be afraid to put two wheels on, a little on the curbing, but late apex coming up 3. Because when you're coming in at 3, it's going up the hill. You have a lot of traction. Turn in a little harder. As you come up to the top, that's when people start to understeer and push wide. So ease off. That's why late apex. All right, so then you've got a nice straight between 3 and 4. It is downhill. It is fairly straight. You're going to be able to get some passing done between 3 and 4. 4 is a right-hander that, if no one's around, can be done very quickly if you have the grip to do it. But 4 and 5 are kind of together. 4 is a right-hander with a lot of speed in it that you may or may not need to brake for. You're probably going to need to brake a bit. And you can take this like, it's a 45-degree right. You can take it like a normal corner, start on your left, apex on the right, and push all the way out wide to the left. The problem is that then as soon as you're through it, you have to be braking hard for turn 5. 5 is a 120-degree left-hander after that. So if you take turn 4 as a normal corner and end up tracking out all the way to your left, you're going to be on the completely wrong side of the track for the 120-degree turn into 5. So my suggestion is you late apex 4 so that you track out about halfway-ish, maybe a little more. That gives you time to get back to the right and brake hard for 5. Now, a lot of people are going to go off at 5 because they didn't do what I'm saying. They're going to come into the left. They're going to carry too much speed, and they're just going to push straight off into the infield. Just understeer off. Watch. It's going to be funny to watch. But if you go to the right a bit, you're going to be able to brake late, come into 5. And 5, you basically have a complex of 5, 6, and 7 kind of all together, which leads into the 8, 9 complex. My suggestion is kind of 5, you're just going to set yourself up for 6. 5 is the left. Don't worry about tracking out much of 5, like maybe halfway. And if you don't only halfway track out, you're going to set yourself up perfectly to be at driver's left for the long right-hand turn into 6, which leads into 7. This is all pretty much flat. There's not really any cameras, nothing weird here. So as long as you basically late apex 5, that sets you up nicely for 6. So you can put your 2 right wheels at the curbing on 6 on the right. Then track all the way out in 6. Maybe not all the way. I'm going to say 2/3 of the way in 6. But you do need to clip your apex curving in 7. Because if you don't, then you're going to screw up 8, which means you're going to screw up 9, which leads into a long straightaway. So, yes, Chrissy.
I have a couple of thoughts on this section. So this section feels fairly tight. So with 100 cars on track, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I know that this is one of the portions of the track, because it's intricate and it feels a little bit tighter. It is a part where I have my eyes down a lot. So here's where, obviously there's going to be a lot of people. This is going to be their first time on this track. So that's going to be expected. But because it's tight, a lot of cars, I feel like your expectation is going to be, I'm trying to learn this track. I'm going to be looking down for my points, for my apex, for my track out. And, like I need to be 2/3. I'm going to be looking at the ground and not necessarily what's in front of me. So if there's a car off, if there's, this section I think is going to be really, it's going to be a slow down. It's going to be tight. So just keep your eyes up, especially like I think when you're coming into 4, making sure that you're watching flag stations. You're supposed to be watching them anyway, but this section is going to be really, I think it's going to, especially early in the race, it's going to be all up.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, especially the 6, 7. If your eyes are not up, especially at a 7, you're going to early apex 7, which means you're going to get too tight on 8, which means you're going to ruin 9 completely. So eyes up. Coming out of 7, you want to have your essentially apex being the very end of the red and white curbing coming out of 7. That sets you up for 8. 8 is kind of a kink to the left, but being a kink to the left before a straight, you do not want to track out of 8. You want to very late to apex 8. And the only way you can late apex 8 is if you late apex 7. And the only way you can late apex 7 is if you don't go too far out in 6. The only way if you don't go too far out in 6 is that if you don't turn in too early in 5. So it's a cascading series of failures if you do one of them wrong. But it is critical that you get back to the left on 8. And a way you're going to know you're going to be in the right spot is there's an access road after 8 on your left. And you should be by the end of the access road with your left wheels up against the driver's left on the track, essentially. That means you're going to have a good line through 9, which is a high speed right. And a lot of cars, you're going to be full throttle through 9 if you've done it right. It's uphill. There's a little bit of a bump kind of in the middle of the corner, and then you crest the hill after 9, but it's a nice long straight. So if you do this right, you're going to have a great run on some people who have definitely screwed it up on the leading corners coming into it. So the straight between 9 and 10, pretty simple, pretty wide. You're going to go into a bridge. As soon as you're going to go into a bridge, the track actually kind of turns to the right slightly. This is also where, if you're going back to the pits, you need to be all the way on the right. That's your pit in. I recommend here, just hang your left wheels at the edge of the track. Brake at a little before the pit in-ish, if you're staying on track. And then, this is a 90-degree, essentially right-hand turn. There's not really any camber to it. It's very slightly uphill, but not much. So there's nothing particularly exciting about the corner except you're leading into a very long straight. So as much as you can do to be on the gas, slightly late apex as you come through it, that's great. That's what you need, because on the few early apex the other side of the track is very deep gravel, and I have witnessed 2 cars roll over in that gravel from coming into it sideways. So be careful. Late apex this corner. When you come out of it, there's going to be your normal red and white curbing, and there's going to be a very wide apron of rumble strips beyond the red and white curbing. If you are racy McRacer-ish and feeling like you need to use all of the track limits, people do. This is a lemons race. Most people, you don't need to do that. Just come up to the red and whites, and that's good. If you have to go on to the rumble strips, do it. It'll save you, but
don't go over them
unless you're going for your class lead. Realistically, don't do
on
that.
your last lap.
Right.
or
Seriously.
something.
Like if you need that extra second to really dominate because you're
or
that
to
close.
save it,
Just
and like
absolutely. Then do it.
right, if you've early apexed for whatever reason,
Yeah. But
then
the gravel on the other side is unforgiving. It is
So if you're the type of, go ahead.
It is
Finish
almost
it.
the out of the top of the bowl, New Hampshire level gravel. It's close to that level of we'll suck you in and you will die gravel.
Don't
So
do that.
if you are before the green flag or during double yellows, if you're weeding back and forth to get heat into your tires, you're probably not listening.
Just
But
don't do
if
that.
you are, hit backwards 15 seconds twice and listen to that entire section again.
how much it's going to be a problem.
It's a fun
Yeah.
track. once you get the nuances, you're like, all right, cool, I got it. But there are ways it's going to bite you if you don't get the nuances.
Yeah. If you want to push it, make sure you bring a shop back.
Right. It doesn't have the nuances in a way that like Road America does. Like I feel like I could drive Road America 20 times and still be finding not Road America, Road Atlanta. I could be finding nuances in Road Atlanta for days. This doesn't have that, but it's got a learning curve that you've got to get, or you're going to be off track in sad places.
Agreed. Yeah, it's got some elevation. It's got some different camber corners.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some
tricky bits.
And 100 cars.
Straights.
100 cars is going to be a lot on this track.
It's only a 2-mile track, so
It's going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Can't wait. I'm looking forward to this.
Can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Great.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's great because we're not going to until Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
We eat them up. We chew them up. Swallow them down. No homo.
Yep.
That was the sorry for party.
Yes.
It's in my head. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we just need a sweeper.
Oh, okay.
I'm so cold.
Oh, okay. Don't forget about the potluck.
All right.
Link is in the
Okay.
show notes.
I've gotten on the spot.
Before, if I may just jump in here real
Please.
quick. We have been talking since it became public knowledge that Albert Wenzel was auctioning off the mighty Rambler, the historic and wonderful Lemons car that made it all the way across the country. And I think everyone who has ever raced with this team and has met her was ecstatic to hear that Stephanie Osborne won the Rambler. She joined that team shortly after they started racing. She themes so hard. They have won so many Halloween meets gasoline.
So
many. And every time she is just a delight. And she's coming to penalty and teach people to hula hoop for punishments and all that kind of stuff. She races off road. She races a Beetle. She's already got 3 cars in her 2-car garage that she has to put on wheel dollies, and none of them are like regular daily driver cars. And you could not have.
Where's she out of?
They're on the West Coast. They're out of California. And there could not be a better custodian of that piece of Lemons history. Albert, you're awesome for raffling it off and using that money for Lemons of Love. And we even have a couple of threads we're talking about it, and everybody was like, she's perfect. That is perfect that she has that car. So congratulations, Stephanie. Hope to see you on the track next year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I was super, super stoked to see her win. And especially if the Transamero goes away, because that is the ugliest turd I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how that car's still running, but good on you guys for keeping it going around. But just run the Rambler. Put the other one away for a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Fantastic.
So I've got an on the spot.
Okay.
I looked at the generous collection. I picked up 3 cars that I would like to have.
Yes.
And I thought you, my co-hosts, can tell me if which of these 3 is best.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
So
this is an outstanding on the spot. I love where your head's at.
I want to make this full screen. Why did that go? Or maximize.
All right. Yeah, those are the show notes.
There we go. I know.
Yeah,
But
we're
here
good.
we go. All right. So
Okay.
it's number 1. This ends in one day. This is a 1972 Cadillac Sedan DeVille. It is mint green with a white Landau roof.
What are you doing with these cars?
I don't know.
It
I
doesn't
live
matter.
here.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you're doing with this one because you're going to look good.
Fine. Okay, go ahead.
There's different reasons for each one.
Once again, let me drop everything and make your poor planning my emergency. Here it is.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
it has 1 day left.
Okay.
It is a high bid of $3,150.
I wish I did not know that.
It is going to go.
You're not
low.
close to Alabama.
It looks rust free. Look at this delightful
looks dealership fresh.
Look at this green
It's
interior.
mint, like sea
It's
foam.
mint, right?
I would say sea foam.
It's sea foam. It is
Sea foam.
absolutely simple. Yes.
It's got one crack in the dash that I can see. It's a sedan, so it's usually worth less. But I mean, this is a nice shape.
Wow.
This thing is as long as the limo.
It
Wow.
is. It is huge.
It's
It is
huge.
green. It is amazing.
I don't know if it's amazing.
And it
but
seems
okay.
like it's cheap from what I can tell. It has
Okay.
a 472 and a TH 400. And, even underneath, like it not looking that rusty, just some light surface rust. It appears to be a Southern car its whole life. So
Okay.
that's vehicle number 1.
Got it.
Number 2. This is an LS1 swapped 87 RX-7 Turbo 2
What?
wide body fender
What?
flared T56 manual transmission.
What?
Ridiculous.
What?
This thing,
Oh,
look at the
yeah.
wide wheels on the back
Ridiculous.
of this
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
Carbon fiber hood.
The
Like
rest of it's reddish.
Why
It's
is
mostly
it
red.
so cheap?
the interior is like minty fresh
Wow.
stock.
Oh, yeah. That is like
RX-7
those
interior.
original velour
It's
sports seats.
black,
That is
yeah.
fantastic.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, dark gray interior. It's, it's got the aftermarket gauges. It's got a crappy aftermarket steering wheel, but okay. But it looks like a fairly clean, well done swap. This got some.
What's the price on this one right now?
9,100.
9,100.
Okay.
It's got-
That's an AccuSump. Oh,
Got an
yeah.
AccuSump in the trunk. Weird. Okay. It has a roll bar behind the seats. It apparently was yellow at some point based on the
Yeah,
engine
it
bay
was.
being yellow. We see camber plates. We see adjustable shocks.
The funny thing is
LS1.
Mazda did not offer that color in that RX-7.
Right, exactly. But the color has been well done. And I can tell you how I know that is because on the firewall is the VIN plate. And the VIN plate was obviously removed, as was everything else on the firewall before it was painted yellow.
Huh. That's weird.
So it looks
Okay.
like a very
No, that's
well
detail
done
oriented. That's
detailed
fantastic.
car. This has 5 days left, and it's at 92.51 already. This
okay.
one's going to go for some real money, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
looks very well done.
Okay.
And last, we have a
Why?
1970. I think this is Lemon's Rally. I think Lemon's Rally on this.
Ooh, all right.
No, think cruising down to get an ice cream cone with 8 of your best friends.
In a 1970 Cadillac Coupe DeVille.
Oh, that
This
has
has
17 hours on it.
17 hours left. It's at 97.50 right now. So less than 10 grand for this, showing 50,000 mile enormous. This is the biggest, blackest thing I've seen since I hung out with Tim. And it's got a red interior.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Interior.
Whorehouse.
No.
Whorehouse red.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh.
goodness. It is a full red interior.
Oh, yeah. It's red and fake wood. And look at it's a coupe.
no.
And look how big the
Did
back
do.
seat is. It's enormous.
Oh, my gosh.
And
Right?
it is immaculate.
No.
It's in
Oh, my
great
goodness.
shape. Like, very little rust. Again, another 470 something cubic inch car.
No.
Even underneath looks like just kind of surface rust and minor oil leaks, like not a big deal. Yeah, and this is getting close. It's 18 hours left, 97.50. That's a lot of car. Like the car per dollar is pretty solid on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's pretty
it's
good.
like I would drive that from Alabama and not be tired when I got home.
Okay.
So we got the green 72 Sedan DeVille that seems to be cheap. We got the Hot Rod LS1 RX-7 wide body 6-speed that's probably going to go for real money. And the black and red Coupe DeVille.
Okay.
On the spot, what's your pick?
Go ahead, Mental.
I want to say the black one because it really is gorgeous. And I could just cruise down the strip in that and get all the thumbs up in the world. But for the money, you're not getting more car, not comfort, not style, and certainly not size-wise than you are with the green one. And it is such a 70s museum piece. I got to go green Sedan DeVille.
Chrissy.
I want the RX, right? Like that's better. But if it's not all equal because that's going to be more expensive. if I can't have the RX and all is not equal, then I will take the mid-grade one.
Come on.
All right. Well, I really want the RX-7, but since it's going to go for big money, I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to pivot and go for this one.
Oh, look at you.
You split
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah. So I went 67, right?
Part of the same generous collection.
Yes.
Okay, but you have
Yes.
to podcast. Tell us what are we looking
Tell
at?
us about it.
All right. So
tried to
I didn't know we were
describe
supposed to be
one.
looking.
We weren't. I just
just
happened to be
Oh,
looking at
there's
it.
a rolls. I
Dude,
didn't
there's
look
so
at the,
many.
I didn't
There's
look at
so
the.
many.
You have to go to the generous collection.
There's so
All
many.
right. So Tim found a 69 mint green interior Coupe DeVille. I wonder how much it's going for.
That's not
Less
it.
Now Tim's looking
less-
at a Chrysler
Less than
Windsor,
the other
but-
one. I got like,
You have
I got
so
like 9
many.
windows pulled up. There's so many good cars in this collection. It's
They're
ridiculous.
really. I
They
can
are.
see how you got there. Dude's like, he's got millions of dollars. He's on Facebook Marketplace. Oh damn! I would totally drive
Dude's
one of those.
Doom
Oh, I would
scrolling
totally
to-
drive one of those.
You guys
Like,
got to
look
pay
at
attention
the-
to Tim.
Right, I'll
I
drive one of
want
those.
a
Oh, there's a limo, a Brougham funeral limo.
Yes,
I'm just
there's a,
you're
there's an
scrolling too
Alante.
fast. You're
There's an
scrolling too
Alante.
fast.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. There's an Alante.
You gotta go to
It's a-
the.
Alfa
Oh, my
Romeo.
goodness. You
I
got
don't
a
know where you
rat
found
rod.
that one you found, but
I can't
It
find it
was,
because there's so many.
It was right here.
There's so many.
So there's
There
5
it
days.
is.
5 days still.
67 Coupe
$7,000.
DeVille.
$7,000.
5 days left
I
to go.
want to.
Lots
I
gonna
want
happen.
to change my. I'm going to change. Keeping in the.
Just
the-
look at
with
that.
Chrissy.
Wow! Look how long it is.
That's 5. That's what she said.
Ah!
It is a block and a half long.
It is
And-
metallic
and
mint
wait.
green.
And it's a 2-door.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
a 2-door. Like if
Yeah.
you put a measuring tape on this, I
feel like
bet
somebody-
you
somebody
the
just-
seam,
It's as
like,
big as
where
my
the door
Escalade.
where the door
Yeah.
handle is the center of the car. Like
Yeah.
the back is just as big
This
as the front.
side view, I feel like somebody just like did like a stretch out Sam. Like somebody just like went and pulled silly putty and just went like this. And
You could put
like
so
you just
many
pulled this car long.
dead gangsters in the back
Oh,
of that
so
trunk.
many dead gangsters. Wow.
It's
so much.
unbelievable. And then the other one is this, which is a 5.9 liter Windsor Golden Lion Resto Mod. So Chrysler Windsor Golden Resto Mod. Because, like, look at the fins on this thing.
And also,
It's-
what
so it's-
color is it?
So
Like
it's
gray.
silver with a black top.
Oh.
It's got chrome accents all the way
Is
down
it like
the side.
Bondo on the bottom or is it a reflection?
No, I think
That's
it's a polished surface
Yeah.
that is that reflective.
Yeah. So it's got great chrome. It's got
It's kind of like, it looks chameleon from the pictures that they keep showing. Like it's kind of hard to.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
just the reflective activity of
yes,
this.
that's a better picture of it.
It's
So
almost
it's
like
got-
a chenille mist.
Yes.
Oh,
Four
sounds-
wheel- four
I guess
wheel
Mental's been
disc
shopping
brake
Sephora.
upgrades. it's got a sunroof.
really?
Yeah,
I'm guessing aftermarket.
probably, but this thing is just special.
I didn't realize we were allowed to pick our own.
Well, if you
You
stop
can't.
sharing, I'm going to show you what Chrissy would pick
Okay.
in half of a second. This is what Chrissy would pick.
This has turned into car shopping for each other.
Is it the Metropolitan?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the lime green 67 911 with the 1 day
really
left.
nice.
It's at 33,500. But this is like
What?
Chrissy's
That is an
favorite
amazing deal.
Dude, that is a
great
ridiculous
deal.
What?
price.
We're
Yeah.
at. I might be Haggerty tomorrow.
Yeah, that is a really good price. We'll edit that out.
color.
So
So
no
it's
one
got a
else
day
buys it.
left. It's gonna go.
I know.
I have no doubt. But
it's
67
like
911.
It's my
like-
favorite color.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's great.
Sign
Chrissy,
me
you
up.
look so good in that.
When I be Perky,
She'd
it's
look
so
really
Perky.
great broken down on the side of the road with it
Oh, come on.
instead of
You'd
just
look-
driving home at her NSX. You know.
You'd look so good in that in the
Thank you.
garage.
My front lawn. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sweeping the speedy dry out from underneath it.
Yeah.
On my brand new floor.
We need a sweeper.
I love that all of us are racers and all of us are like, oh, caddy, totally cruising in the caddy. Yeah, so if not for a first choice, it was a close. Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, the RX-7.
Thanks.
Pretty
Thanks
dope,
for
yeah.
on that stuff.
That RX-7 looks great.
Yes,
I would trust-
well done.
For the money, that green Cadillac sedan, talk about a great Lemons Rally car.
Right?
Oh,
yeah.
A great everything car. That would be, yeah.
Dean Halter, there's a Tornado in there too.
Yeah, there's probably
He already
more
did
than
that.
one.
Yeah.
If you're
He's
sad
got,
about selling it.
Dean. No, but Dean, he's already talking something new and stupid.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just buy something cheap and stupid here.
Yeah. Now, if you take that green Cadillac, you drop it down about 2 inches, maybe 3, and then you just roll.
Oh, yeah. Put it on bags. So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Life is better on
That would
bags.
be so weird in the town that we live in. What is
Yep.
happening?
would not be weird in the town I live in.
That is
So.
correct. That's correct.
It'd be weird because it didn't have gold flake on it.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
That
Excellent.
was
job,
really
Chris.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like that.
Great
I know
on
what
the
I'm
spot.
doing the rest of the night. Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Damn
Send the cars you like. Yep. Let's do it. All right.
All
We'll
right.
see a bunch of you at Summit. Don't forget about the potluck, please.
Mhm.
Sign up if you can. If not, join us on Saturday.
Yep. Next
Links
show
in
is
the show
Hangover
notes.
episode. See
Absolutely.
everybody later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels moving.